to mow the first mowing of the year here. We'll be mowing out here in front of the barns. We'll be using our new mower. See how it goes. We'll be mowing this field right behind me. And first, like I said, first time ever mowing this with the new mower here that we got. So I'm gonna try to get us a few shots here, some few video clips. See how it goes.
Well, Josh got hay on the ground. Praise be. We have only got like 4 or 5 days of being in town before we're going to get out of here and go to the beach for a little while, but weather was looking decent for this week, so last minute decision to cut it. We did, and Josh cut it while I was at school. So not only do we have that going on today, but another good piece of news is this flooded thing is going to get a clutch put in it, which spur of the moment it decided to go in gear, and it's going to load itself on the trailer, it looks like, which it wasn't doing at the beginning of the week, or beginning of last week. And another great piece of news is school is out. Got one more day of teacher work days tomorrow, and then that is it. Third big piece of news is the land clearing has began at Piney. So this is just a big positive video. So I didn't get to do much. Wasn't here to film any of the hay mowing, but Josh says he took a few clips, so we'll throw that in here. Now we're going to get this tractor loaded up to take it to the mechanic tonight, and then tomorrow after school I'm going to Piney to check out the land over there and talk with the guy that's running the track hoe and that kind of stuff. So all that'll be in here, but for now we're going to get our ducks in a row to get this tractor loaded up and head back towards town. Got ready to jump in the truck and leave and realized the clutch for the tractor is in my truck, so gotta go get that. That's a little important. Well, we didn't get to do very much filming of dropping the tractor off last night, but it is obviously dropped off, and hopefully it'll be back by the time we get back from our trip. It'll be done, I hope. We'll see on that. So now we are on to the next day, and Josh had a few things he had to take care of today, but he was gonna start kicking hay around 3:30 or something. So it's 3:45 now, and I just wrapped up the last school day of the year for teachers. Whoop, whoop. So that's done, which is fantastic. But while Josh is kicking hay, I'm running out to what we call Piney. That's the farm that you've seen on here some, that we cut the timber on. And I've got to go out here and meet with the fellow that's cleaning up all the brush and stuff that was left over. So hopefully I can get the drone in the air and kind of go over and look at how much they've cleaned so far. He was sending me some pictures and videos last night, and in 2 hours worth of time he was able to clean up quite a bit. So he's been out there all day today, so I would say that he has gotten quite a bit of it done today. Pretty anxious to see what that looks like. So I've still got about another 10-15 minute drive though before I can get there. So once I get done out here, then I'm going to be running up there on the river and checking in on the hay and the cattle, and then heading back to the house. So, but I'll take you all along for what is in store today, and we'll be there in just a couple minutes. So, for any of you that might be watching this from wherever, these are Christmas trees, and here where we live, we're in the very northernmost western corner of North Carolina. And where we live is, last I remember hearing, we are the top producing Christmas tree county in North Carolina. And I think North Carolina, there for a while North Carolina was #1 in the nation, but I think that maybe it might be Oregon now. Maybe, I can't quite remember. But pretty much anywhere you go in our county, there are Christmas trees. These are Fraser fir trees. A few different farmers throughout the county have different types, but the majority of what we've got here in the county are Frasers. And it has really put our county on the map. Our county would not be the county it is without it. It is a extremely important piece of the puzzle for our county, for sure. Well, looks like they've been out here bush hogging too. I guess the tree farmer's been out here bush hogging. So we've got this section of this farm leased out to a family friend, and these are his trees. And he's been out here bush hogging the roads. I hope that I can get back in here to find where these guys are at. Oh, I can see their equipment from here. So it's kind of hard to tell, but sort of at the top of my finger right there, that the back of that hillside in there is the biggest chunk that got cleared, and that's where they're out cleaning right now. He is also going to work on making sure that the road going to that section is, smooth enough for me to get back there in the truck if it's dry. But definitely to be able to get back there with the tractor. The end goal with this place is to have cows out there. But a whole lot of things have got to happen before we can get there. So. So we did have to put in this pipe yesterday. There's a spring coming out of the side of the hill here. And there's water coming out all the way over here. Just the whole hill's just running water. But he put that in, so that's at least gonna help some. Hopefully it takes care of all the water, but might not. So you can tell he's got a whole lot cleared up and in piles. Still a long way to go, but there's a lot of cleanliness there. I'm gonna get the drone up in the air and we'll see if we can't get up there near him and see how it looks up near the top of the hill. Just had a good little meeting with him, talking about what the game plan is here. And there's a real big steep drop off here. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to do much with where it drops off here and goes down into this creek bottom down in here. Now the other side we're going to try to get to, hopefully, but down in this real steep stuff, not going to be cleaning too much of that. But pretty much every bit of this that you see here that's open. Now we're not getting stumps, you know, he's leaving the stumps in the ground, and a lot of this little small stuff he's not able to get. He was kind of showing me up there what ends up happening when he tries to get just the little small sticks and limbs, that he ends up doing more harm to the dirt than good. So he's going to get as much as he can and put it in piles like you see back here behind of me, and then this winter sometime we'll come up here and try to get that burnt when it's good and wet and don't have to worry about causing a catastrophe. I did fly the drone there, but lucky me, as always, I forgot to plug it up and charge it, so didn't have a whole lot of battery. I really wanted to explore more down in this direction to see how far down in there he was going to be able to clean and see it from the sky, but have to put it off for another day. Today's Tuesday, and we're thinking by Friday he's gonna probably be done, we hope, but we'll just see. I am excited to see what we can end up doing with this place, though. I do have some possibilities on the horizon with my childhood best friend. Him and his family are farmers, and they have a drone. If you've done any YouTube farming watching, I'm sure you've probably came across these drones that are out now that they can spray fertilize, they can spray herbicides, insecticides, all that stuff, but they can also spread fertilize, they can spread grass seed, they can do a lot. And my best buddy's got one, and so I think we're going to have him come out at some point here in the near future. And once I was up here walking around, there's a lot of grass growing already. I was really and truthfully expecting to get here and it looked like this everywhere, and this is just a bunch of green briars and bushes and just not good. I don't want that out there. And that right there can be fixed with some cows. So thinking maybe if we can get that sprayed with something like, there's a spray called Graze On, which that's probably a little bit more expensive than we'd want to go, but Graze On's a chemical that you can spray on like hay pastures, and it kills everything except for grasses, and it won't kill your clover. A lot of fields up here are full of clover, but if you spray something like 2,4-D, if you spray something like that, that's going to kill, it's going to kill your clover too. It's going to kill everything except for grass, and you don't want to kill the clover. So if we could figure out something to do like that out here, spray it with the drone, and then spread some grass seed with the drone, it'd save a whole lot of walking up and down that hillside. So we're gonna go across the river over here and get the kicker, and then we'll come back over here to this field here in front of the barns and get that kicked out. I just walked out there and checked it, and it's real dry. But the bottom can stand just a little bit more. So kick it today, rake it and bale it tomorrow. Fingers crossed everything goes as planned, though. One thing off the list. That grass is looking good. There are some weeds in it, but not a terrible amount. So, moving on to the next thing on the agenda. I stopped at the feed store on the way up, and so I've got some grain and some mineral that I need to get off the back of the truck. So I'll get that unloaded. Then I'm going to move this mower, tinker with that. I've got a section of fence that I need to work on back here along the river, and then I need to go check cows. So let's try to get all that done in the next hour and a half-ish. Well, I do not have time to tinker with this as much as I thought today. I did get it out of the ditch over here, and not really in the ditch, but it was in the weeds and couldn't see much. And took it up to the garden hose, sprayed some of the mud off of it. So the little backstory about this, if you've not watched any of the old videos or older videos, this hay mower was messed up during the hurricane, and it ended up in this big ditch back here behind where the tractors are parked, where you see this tall grass at. About a 12-foot ditch there, and it flipped it into that ditch. Luckily it didn't just take off because the water went all the way behind the barn, so it pushed it in that ditch and the water just went over top of it. But insurance covered it. They came and looked. They said, oh, it's totaled, here's your money, get you another, whatever. So I didn't spend a lot of time worrying about it. Just went ahead and found us another mower, and now we've got the other mower, but this one's in the way. It either needs to go to the dump or put a little bit of money into it and use it. So I have not touched it since. The top, you can kind of see where the top is over there on the side of the road. I had to cut it the rest of the way off. The water tore it down the middle and destroyed it. But at first glance, the only thing that I can tell that's really wrong by looking at it is this main tube frame here for the cover. You can see right in this area right here, it's bent right around in there. But I really think, take that to my neighbor that's got a torch and have him get that red hot and just grab this end and pull it back, I think we could straighten that out. I did hook it up to the tractor, and I didn't, so this is not the PTO shaft that came on it. We had to replace it. And whenever they cut this one and made it for us, they made it just a fuzz too long. So you got to hook the PTO up before you hook your 3-point hitch up. And I had forgotten about that, and so I didn't get to see if the blades will actually work. I did hook the hydraulics up, and they do work, so that's a plus. But this is the big kicker. These discs here should turn this direction, and they're not. So I don't know if maybe water's in there and rusted everything shut. I'm not real sure. Well, here comes my wife pulling across the bridge with little Lucy, I bet. Ha! Awesome. I gotta go. Well, the girls did show up. Little one's hanging out down here, just about to roll over for the first time. So close. I'll be right back. But one last thing that I needed to do before I left today was to go and check the cows, because I'm not going to have time to tinker with that mower today. And while I was going to check the cows, we got a new calf. That's exciting. Not anywhere near the time frame that they're supposed to be calving, but we've got one. So I'm going to go back out here to where they're at and see if I can't get a tag in his ear. He looks like he's a couple of days old, so he's probably too quick for me to try and grab today. But he's got a face unlike any modeled face calf we've had here before. I've never seen one quite look like this. Pretty cool looking. So, and on top of that, if I don't get him tagged with that cool looking face, he's going to be obvious who he is, and I'll write down what his tag number is supposed to be. Oh, got a bug in my nose. And then going forward, I'll just know that that one that doesn't have a tag is supposed to be this tag number. So, but we'll go check him out. He's right up here. I think that's the mama right here. I don't know for sure. He's right over here in the weeds. It looks like he's got a ghost on his forehead. We'll see if I can't get him tagged here. You may not be able to see a thing, don't know. Oh yeah, he's gonna be way too big calf. That is a giant calf. Yeah. He's already trying to run from me. He's a big old fella. Yeah, that is a big calf. And it is a she. She is a giant calf. Maybe not. Maybe it's just where she was up on that hill that made her look so big. Well, everybody looks healthy. You can definitely tell which ones I got fly spray on the other day. Like this red one, this one here versus this one. She's got them all over her back. Well, I thought that calf belonged to this cow, but maybe not. Well, I'll just have to keep in my notes. Ghost head over there was born, we'll say yesterday, because he's pretty, maybe even the day before yesterday. He's pretty quick. I'm not even gonna waste my energy because I don't have any more that have a ghost on their forehead. Looks like a little crab or something. I don't know. He's definitely never seen me before, and he is anxious. Couldn't tag the calf. Couldn't fix the mower. But there's been a lot of positive stuff from this week. Lots of good news on different things. This one is happy too. That's a positive thing. So folks, we'll catch you on the next one. Like I said a little while ago, school is out finally. So lots more time to get things done, and lots of things that I want to get videoed so this one can see it one day. So I'll see you on the next one.